North Sea, 1002 AD. The fog is heavy, the kind that swallows entire coastlines. 70 longships cut through it, silent, low, fast, each one carrying 60 warriors, men who crossed the open Atlantic before anyone thought it was possible, men who raided England, France, and Russia in the same decade, 4,200 Vikings, moving in formation, heading south. Then something appears on the horizon. It has no sails, no oars, no sound, until it does. 509 feet of steel, 9,000 tons of displacement, cutting through the fog at 31 knots. The USS Arleigh Burke, DDG-51, a guided missile destroyer. She has been tracking them for 40 miles, every ship, every bearing, every speed. They don't know she exists yet. Let's talk about what this ship actually is. The Arleigh Burke class is the most capable surface combatant in the U.S. Navy. She has been in service since 1991. There are over 70 of them, each one built around one purpose: total control of the battle space. Length, 509 feet, square. Beam, 66 feet. Full load displacement, 9,200 tons. Top speed, 31 knots. That is 36 miles per hour on open water, sustained all day in any sea state. She carries 96 missile cells, Tomahawk cruise missiles, standard surface-to-air missiles, anti-submarine rockets. Her main gun is a 5-inch Mark 45, fires 20 rounds per minute, range 13 nautical miles, shells weigh 70 pounds each. She has 2 phalanx close-in weapon systems, rotary cannons, 4,500 rounds per minute, designed to shred incoming missiles. At close range, they shred everything. But what makes her lethal in this scenario is not the weapons, it is the radar. The Spy-1D phased array radar tracks over 100 targets simultaneously. Range beyond 200 miles, square. It does this continuously in all weather, day or night. Every Viking longship is already a contact on her tactical display. The fleet does not know it has already been counted, measured, and targeted. Crew, 280 sailors and officers, against 70 ships and 4,000 warriors. Before the engagement, we need to talk about who these men actually are, because the history books have never done them justice. Norse warriors of the early 11th century were not the savage brutes of Hollywood. They were engineers, navigators, shipbuilders far ahead of their time. Their longships, the Drakkar, were marvels of medieval engineering, 75 feet long, shallow enough to land on a beach, light enough to carry overland between rivers, fast enough to outrun any ship in the world. They crossed the North Atlantic in open boats, no compass, no instruments beyond the sun and stars. They settled Iceland, they settled Greenland. They reached North America 500 years before Columbus. In battle, they were terrifying. Viking warriors trained from childhood, sword, axe, shield work. They wore chainmail and iron helmets. They used shield walls that held against cavalry charges. They had defeated armies from England to Constantinople. At their peak, Norse warriors were the most feared fighters on the planet. They had never lost a sea battle they chose to fight. Remember that, because it matters. 6 o'clock hours, pre-dawn. The Viking fleet is organized into 3 columns, flagship in the center, 42 miles south of the Norwegian coast, heading for the English shoreline. The destroyer is running dark, no lights, no radio transmissions. She picks up the fleet on radar at 41 miles out. The captain watches 70 contacts appear on the tactical display. He identifies the formation. He calculates intercept time, 6:09, battle stations. The crew moves without noise. Every station manned in under 4 minutes, 6:17, range 3 miles. The 5-inch gun trains forward. First round in the chamber, fire. The shell travels 3 miles in under 5 seconds. It hits the lead longship amidships. The ship does not sink. It detonates. Wood, sail, iron, and men, gone. The sound arrives a full second later to the Viking fleet. A crack of thunder with no storm. 6:18, second round, third, fourth. Three more ships erupt in flame and splinter. The Viking commanders cannot process what is happening. There are no enemy ships visible, no arrows, no catapult fire, no Greek fire, just thunder and destruction. 6:21. The formation breaks. Half the fleet turns east. The other half does the only thing Viking warriors know how to do. They charge toward the sound, toward the thing that is killing them. Because running is not in the vocabulary. The fastest longships cover 2 miles in 9 minutes, 60 oars per ship pulling at full sprint. Warriors standing at the bows with axes raised, screaming into the fog. They are extraordinary, completely extraordinary, and it does not matter at all. 6:31. The longships reach 1 mile. The captain switches to phalanx. The rotary cannons spin up. The sound is a mechanical shriek, nothing like anything these warriors have ever heard. 4,500 rounds per minute. The first 3 longships are gone in 6 seconds. Wood disintegrates. The water churns with debris. The warriors still in the water keep swimming toward the ship. Some are still shouting. 6:38. The remaining columns scatter, north, east, in all directions. There is no enemy to charge, no shield wall to break, no commander to kill. Just a gray steel shape in the fog that kills at distance. 6:52. The gun resumes. Long-range targeting. The ship's trying to run north. 7:14. The last contact disappears from radar. The engagement is over. Of 70 ships, 9 remain intact. 38 are destroyed. 23 are damaged and drifting. The destroyer has traveled 6 miles during the entire engagement. Casualties, 0. Damage, none. Here is the honest truth about this scenario. The Vikings never had a chance. Not because they were weak, not because they lacked courage, because 1,000 years of military history does not close the gap on radar, guided missiles, and a 5-inch naval gun in a single morning. The greatest sea raiders in medieval history never got close enough to throw a single axe. The destroyer did not fight the Viking fleet. She dismantled it methodically from beyond visual range, with weapons the Vikings had no frame of reference to understand. That is not a battle. That is a demonstration. The Vikings were extraordinary human beings. In their time, in their world, they were the apex predators of the sea. Against a guided missile destroyer, they were wooden contacts on a radar screen, and that 1,000-year gap between them is exactly why military history matters, because the technology changes, the courage does not. Remember, this is just a what-if thought, so nothing in this video is serious. See you in the next one.